Hey guys, Josie Q here, and this is gonna be a storyline for Black Ops 2. Like I said in the last one, there's not much of a storyline, like in the whole. Like there's just like in like the complete storyline, there's not much. But pretty much, starting from Nuketown. Nuketown is going on as the same time Moon is going on, so you'll be hearing the same stuff that's being said in Moon on Nuketown from the TV in the one house. You could hear it every couple rounds. On round 25, that is when they supposedly finish the Easter egg, and you know Richtofen becomes in control of the zombies. The eyes switch from yellow to blue. Uh, when the game is over, you see the rocket launching and smashing into Nuketown. It's coming from the moon. So that's a cool little way to think about it, right? Then pretty much I guess most of the story is learned from Buried. I really can't explain the other maps too much because they don't really have a story. If it makes sense, there's not much of a storyline. I can't explain to you that the storyline for like the maps because they don't really have a lot of audio quotes from like an Easter egg or anything. But like Transit, there's not much of a storyline. I can get to Transit by telling you what happened in the Buried, main intro. But pretty much what happened was, Rustman was working for this company called Broken Arrow, and when he left there, he was just wandering or apparently wandering the walking around, wandering around, and then the zombie apocalypse started. Um, Rustman and Stuhlinger were in the bus, and they found Marlton and Misty at the town. And when they talk about this, they talk about the town. They never talk about like the bus depot or anything like that. But they found him at the town, and that is and they were just driving around and whatnot. And they went to Die Rise next, and they did the stuff for for either Maxis or Richtofen. But the cool part about this is that in the beginning of Die Rise, Russman dies, and the three others are going up in the elevator, and they die. But since they had a task to do, Richtofen like resets their life, which is kind of talking about the like a time loop type of situation. They keep time looping, going through this time loop until they finish doing the Easter egg for either side. Um, Next, we're heading over to Mob of the Dead, I believe. Yeah, Mob of the Dead, and that really doesn't have too much to do with the storyline. Like this is like picture picture it like this. Like Mob of the Dead has a bubble around it. That's its own personal thing. It may have some aspects to do with the storyline, but it's mainly its own little thing right here. Just like what's it called? Like Five from Black Ops One. That had this picture a bubble around that. That's its own thing. It didn't really have much to do with the storyline. But but Mob of the Dead, what it was these I forgot their names pretty much. All I know is Weasel. I think one of them was like Sale, but I don't really know. But mainly Weasel was convincing everyone that he could create a plane to get off of this island, and in reality, what happened was they all argued and ended up going on the roof and killing him, and then they got executed like the next day. But they're stuck in a time loop. Back to the whole time loop thing. They are stuck in this time loop where they actually create this plane and they fly, but instead of getting off, they're not allowed to leave. The bubble is there. They're not allowed to like leave. So they pretty much smash into like the side, and they get they don't really smash into the side, but the lightning I think electrocutes them or something, and they fall down, and they land on the Golden Gate Bridge, which is not yet completely built, and that's where obviously the pack a punch is, but that's nothing really to do with the storyline. That's just a game element. Um, but when the only way to get off of that is to go into the electric chairs, and when they do that, that's when the time loop resets, and they are back at the beginning. They don't remember what happened. If you go back to the plane, they'll be like, whoa, this is already built, what happened, blah blah blah. And they talk about how Weasel knows everything, because Weasel secretly, not like secretly, but he kind of remembers things. And that's why he writes it down. He talks about stuff. He makes his stories. He does his comic books and whatnot. Even though the comic books were going on way before this, he's continuing. A lot of stuff he sees is going on. Um, So yeah, and you could tell that a lot of this stuff is going on because they say, oh, Weasel was talking about this. Like they've been stuck in this time loop for a long time. The cool part is though that the time loop, um, I don't know. A lot of people are saying it's 10 seconds long. There's a clock that's only 10 or 15 seconds long. I don't know exactly, but that same exact clock is on Der Riese, which is weird because the clock on Der Riese is only like a 10 or 15 second, like it goes 10 or 15 seconds and goes back, and it's the same one on Mob of the Dead, which is kind of weird, but that's a story for another time. But so yeah, like mainly they're just stuck in a time loop, and then the only way to get rid of this time loop is if Weasel kills them. I believe. I think it's Weasel kills them, or maybe it's no. It's Weasel definitely kills them. I think. So it's because usually they kill Weasel, right? You always, the like the story is they kill Weasel on the roof, and now if Weasel kills them, the time loop is broken. And then my theory about everything else past this point, go check out my like one of my most popular videos about Weasel being the Avogadro from Transit, which I don't know how that really would work, but I'm pretty sure it would work. But go check that out, guys. Just go check that out. So then, from Mob of the Dead, we head over to Buried, and pretty much with Buried, this is where we get all of the story so far in this game. So the characters have been roaming around trying to get the spires and everything turned on for these characters for the Easter egg guys, Maxis and Richtofen, and mainly when they do the Easter egg, if you do the Richtofen side, it grants him like full access to everything. He becomes in main control. He's got everything he wants. He's got all the towers giving him the most power or whatever, and by doing that, he could take over, Samuel's body. I'm pretty sure he could take his own body back if he wanted to on the moon if the characters are actually still alive up there. Um, I wouldn't see why not. It's only been, if you think about it, it's probably only been, a couple weeks, if not months, for, them being up there. But maybe it's been years. I don't know. Because everything with time rifts and loops and all that kind of stuff just makes everything really confusing. But in a way, Moon has got its own bubble around it, so yeah. But anyways, Richtofen then has his control over everything. He pretty much is just like, I'm in control, F everyone, just killing everyone, doing whatever he wants. And then Maxis, if he comes in control, he actually makes it so Richtofen goes back into physical form as a zombie. I think it's every round or something like that, there's a blue-eyed zombie alongside with Maxis zombies, and you kill him. You could actually hear Richtofen talking through the zombie, which is kind of cool, and you also feel this shaking if you do the Maxis side, and I believe it's kind of like it's Richtofen trying to get back into control, and Max is pushing him away. It's like just the pushes and pulls and whatever, and the main part about the Max side is that he, when he becomes in control, he actually tries to open up the gateway to Agartha, which is a mystical, like fictional land. It's not. I don't think it's real. It's definitely not real. I mean, unless you believe in that, I don't know. But it's a fictional land, and it's sort of like it's called the Hollow Earth or something like that. It's where if you go into the middle of the earth, and it's just some like magical place or something. And he believes if he gets into Agartha, his daughter Samantha will be there or something. And he's trying to he just wants to try to get back to his daughter Samantha. He loves her a lot. But what he's doing is he says that no one on Earth will survive, and he's going to destroy the Earth or something like that. That's why, I'm thinking eventually the old characters are going to come back, and that's why I think the next map is going to be either Moon 2, aka, the Tomb. I've talked about that in a theory video that I put out a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of days ago, I don't even remember. Or it's going to be something like Play the Game Central said. I posted a video recently about their video, so you should check both of the videos out. Probably mine first. Tell me which one you like more, which theory. But yeah, he's trying to get into Agartha to see his daughter, find his daughter. He's just trying to get back to her, and then Richtofen's talking about how if he finds his daughter, that she's going to be inside of his body, and then he could probably fix that since he'll be in control of the zombies, because either way, one of them's going to have main control. They're going to have the biggest amount of control ever because they've got all the spires up with the their like color that they are. So that's pretty much where the storyline is so far, and I'm gonna stop the video here, and then I'm going to make another video talking about the last map pack, what I think the story is gonna go. I'll probably give a couple ideas, and then I'm gonna talk about the next game. So, yeah, leave a like on this video if you thought this was informing and whatnot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.